Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sports Page. I'm Joe O'Neill.
What's up, Yowza?
Keith Hayes.
You usually introduce us. You caught me off guard, man.
Well, hey, you know, it's a Hollywood, man. This isn't radio. He's so used to his radio show. By the way, Fridays, 1 o'clock, catch his radio show. It's a great show. 1460 WXBR, and it's called
The Booth.
The
Linked
Booth.
up with Haiti 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's you guys have had some great shows, and of course, the man over here is Marcel Smith, Mr. Basketball himself, superstar. Guys, we were off last week, a little snow, and other things occurring. What was I gonna say? Well, I guess we missed the Super Bowl as far as covering it here. Yeah, kind of like the weatherman. We kind of dropped the ball on that one, but that's all right. We all know the results were good. Quick analysis. I don't think we have to go into a whole thing, Keith, about this. But I mean, obvious, because I think it's been killed. But, you know, our opinion, Breeze, nice story.
Yeah, you know, it's the whole thing. Katrina, you know, it's almost like the NFL has script writers. You go back to when the Patriots won. The Patriots, the team in America's colors, wins the year of 9/11. Yeah. And now here it is, you've got a whole state devastated by, you know, a flood just 2-3 years ago, and they come back and win the Super Bowl. And I've been on the Saints bandwagon since day one.
Yeah, you have. You really have. You've been saying about that.
I told people to watch out for this team. They're hungry. When they got Shockey, I said that was one of the pieces that they kind of needed.
Man,
if they had
that guy hits.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to have that guy in Miami. I'm telling you, that guy can hit.
I think it all comes. You know, I feel kind of bad for Peyton Manning. I know Peyton Manning was taking a lot of bad rap in the press. People were saying that it was his fault that they lost. It's not his fault. I'll tell you right now. You open up this second half with an onside kick after you've converted that field goal. Momentum swing was like this to Saints, and they were never given that momentum back.
And you can't.
And he had a couple of drop passes. Reggie Wayne with his mouthpiece here, he ran the wrong route. Yeah. You can't. You got the Colts messed up a lot more than just that interception.
But you know, at this point, you wouldn't think they would. You know, they did. They seemed very unorganized and stuff, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And I was surprised because at this point you'd think they'd be functioning after 16 games and playoffs and stuff, but they really didn't look like they were a full team, functional team.
Saints is a fast. They're a young team, and Sean Payton proved it. Sean Payton, when they blew out the Patriots, Sean Payton proved that he's a hell of a coach.
He's always been.
And he came with a game plan in the Super Bowl that, hey, you know something? We are leaving nothing on this table. We're going to kick an onside kick to open up the second half, something that nobody's going to see. And it was one of those things that if they came back and bit him in the butt, he would have been crucified for it. But it worked. Everything worked that he did. The 4th and 1.
What's intriguing is that he had to wait 30 minutes. You know, that's not the normal time of a time of a halftime.
That horrible,
he had to wait to make the decision.
That horrible performance.
And still went with that. I thought that was cool. But about Manning, I think that, you know, Peyton Manning, he could have cemented his legacy as one of the, if not the greatest. Yeah. And you know, now it's the talk, Tom and Peyton. Me being a huge Brady fan, I thought Peyton outplayed him for at least the past 2 years, and that he was a better quarterback.
I don't think he's done, Marcel, by any chance.
But no, he's definitely not. He's going to play till he's 40. He's going to be able to play till he's 40. But he had a chance to cement his legacy that night, and he ruined it.
To be honest, the real war begins now, because now both these guys are up for contracts. And here's the question now. Is Brady going to wait back to see what Manning gets? Or is Manning going to wait to see what Brady gets? To be honest, coming off this Super Bowl, if you're Manning, you're going to say, you know what? I know going to this table, that's going to come up. Of course, any team's going to use that against him as far as contract negotiation. His agent may say, you know what? Tom Brady's sat back and he's taken some contract extensions. He's revamped his contract. They may say, hey, let Tom get that and let's see where we can go with it.
Well, they already said that they're going to try to make Peyton Manning the highest paid player in the history of football. So that's probably out the window because you know Tom Brady's not going to get that kind of money.
But you know something that you're not going into the equation here is you're going to look at the numbers, and I understand that's a big part, Keith and Marcel. But you also got to look, and believe it or not, it makes a difference, especially if you're the Kraft family. Well, you know, is this guy, you know, Brady, with all due respect to Brady, is he decreasing because maybe of these injuries the last couple? Does that take away some of the work?
He had a hell of a year still. People don't realize he's still had a hell of a season.
I understand that, but in the long term, I mean, like, you know, for example, in baseball now, the Red Sox have set a new trend where they make guys sign contracts if they get hurt their salaries reduced because they were hurt, which I wouldn't be surprised if we see that following all the sports. We're seeing more.
I think you're going to see a lot of changes in sports contracts. I've always hated the way contracts were negotiated in football. Hated it.
Basketball too.
I knew Ty Law on a personal level, and when he went to that table and they told him, and this was exactly what was said to him, was that we can't pay you what we want. I'm not going to get into exactly all the stuff that a lot of stuff played into it because John Lynch got signed before him, and it was a lot. But one of the things that was mentioned to him was that your numbers dropped off. You weren't producing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? Your numbers dropped off because quarterbacks weren't throwing to his side of the field.
Yeah.
I mean, they were literally not throwing the Ty Law side of the field. So when you come in and play that stat game, it's, in football, to me, it's like, it drives me up a wall because right now you have a situation with the Patriots. You got a guy right now, a linebacker, who's about to get paid big cash because he has 10 sacks this year that he would have never have gotten because he got 3 in the Buffalo game, and that's Tully Banter-Kane, who I like the guy, but he's going to get money that he does not deserve because those stats are what his agent's going to bring to that table, and people are going to forget 3 of those were in the Buffalo game. And then the rest came during games of teams that they rolled over. So,
Keith, before I know that's probably Linda on the line, but before we talk to her, I want to ask real quickly, what's this perception of Belichick rather, of him wanting to take over more of the coaching thing? Is that good or bad?
I myself, I don't see what they're up to with this. He's named himself defensive coordinator. He's offensive coordinator. Is this a thing where they're gonna have coordinators, but they're not gonna put them out in the open? Where does that help the pass?
I think I know why. I actually looked this up maybe 2 hours ago. There's no defensive coordinator. They don't have any defensive coordinator. They don't have any offensive coordinator. I think it's because they're going to wait and see what the collective bargaining agreement does. And then
I think a lot of it has to do with
it's the same thing with Vince. Like they're looking with Vince, how many snaps he played at DT, how many snaps he played at DE, and they'll go from there with that. They're going to wait. They'll name somebody.
Because with this uncapped year coming up, I mean, there's a lot of teams that they're moving. And one of the things that I was looking forward to see that they can't nail down a stone, they're saying that these teams that go buck wild with this uncapped year, they're going to get penalized for it in the end, like they did in hockey.
Yeah, the very next year that they have that they have a salary cap, any team that goes crazy is going to get screwed.
They're going to get yeah. But you're going to see guys like Jerry Jones who's not going to care because he's raking in dough.
So much money.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I saw that too.
They have a fight there too, so.
Yeah, they're also going to fight against the Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
On the phone now is our privilege to have on Linda Shields, who is the promoter for CageFX.com. Actually, Cage
Fighting Extreme,
CFX. Rumble in the Jungle 3 coming up this Saturday, I believe.
Jungleplex down in Plymouth. The 20th.
And if we could show that graphic of that. Linda, how you doing tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
Great. Linda, tell us a little about this. You're going with Rumble in the Jungle 3. Tell us a little about this upcoming event.
Well, you kind of already summed it up. Cage Fighting Extremes, Rumble in the Jungle 3. It'll be our 3rd time back to the Jungleplex in Plymouth, and Cage Fighting Extremes' 8th show. So we're expecting this show to be the biggest and baddest indoor MMA show we've ever seen. And I know you guys are sitting there with my boy Steve Dunn. What's up, Steve?
Oh, did we lose her?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
What's up, Steve Dunn?
He's actually not here.
Actually, he couldn't make it. I guess he was
trying to make that weight.
Trying to make that weight for Saturday.
Oh, no, that's the worst thing you tell me. I hope he makes his weight.
Oh, I'm sure Steve Dunn will be fine.
Yeah.
I know he will. Then, you know what? Then I have to give a